I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.
Hey, what?
Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to a late RC Conspiracies. We're going to get going in just a minute, if you'll just give me a second to get everything rolling. I'm just getting back from a race, two-wheel drive buggy racing up at Coastal RC Speedway and Indoor Hobbies. So I couldn't get this set up. Facebook, I could have been on time or 5 minutes late, but Facebook wouldn't let me schedule it, so I had to stall 10 minutes, which made me actually do 15. So here we are. If you're tuning in later, just look for time code in the description. It'll tell you where to start the video. How's it going, Jer? It is 9:52 for me here. What's going on? Jason, JER Custom Designs Inc. is in the house. Brett, AZ Froggies. Sean's RC Adventures. Raquel, are you guys all lagging as well? Somebody says that it's lagging. Down South Rivers is asking, where's Coastal RC at? Coastal RC is in Chesapeake, Virginia. Late for the late show. We got Texas in the house. Where else we got? AZ, that's Arizona. JMRCs, he's in from Michigan. Where's Down South Rivers? We say Down River up in Detroit. Manila, Philippines. Wow, check it out, CJ. Chicago, Myrtle Beach. Beat says he's been to Coastal. People let him drive on the Mini Z track. That's awesome. We're going to get this thing started.
Shady silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies. It's an RC conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code. Because the truth is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready. And put on those tinfoil hats, because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony Cece. Tony Cece. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Sorry, I am late for my own show. It happens all the time. This time was a little extra late, but I blame Facebook. StreamYard, when you try and schedule for it, Facebook makes you schedule 10 minutes before you go live. But they only give you 5-minute increments, and I was trying to schedule it like 9:35. They wouldn't let me, so for 9:45. Anyway, it's like 9:35. I was trying to go, whatever. It happened. And so it made me wait. So I've been sitting here twiddling my thumbs for the last 15 minutes. How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty swell here. All right. So something. Hunter Lovejoy. There. All right. Ewan Burnett says, good morning from Scotland. What a beautiful, beautiful place that is. Had a very good week in Edinburgh. Heading around all downtown. Very, very cool place. Very, very cool place. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Christmas stuff. RC and Christmas. We say Christmas in this household. We don't do the whole holiday thing. Sorry if it offends you. Not meant to offend. I don't think it's an offensive thing anyway. It's funny what we get offended by these days. But anyway, I won't go down that rabbit hole. So let's talk about RC and Christmas. I've been going through some of the different pages, looking at all the sales that pop up because I know you guys are looking for the sales. And so I've been posting links to them and anything that I find that's of interest. I don't usually actually get RC stuff for Christmas. It's kind of Christmas all year round here when it comes to RC. And it's really hard for me to ask them to get me something RC related. So I try to stay away from it. Last time my RC gift was being able to do the backyard. And so that was a little different. But that all got, you guys know the story of that. So, Chef Beardley's in the house. What are you guys hoping to get? Do you get RC stuff for Christmas? Do you have somebody special that buys you something, RC related, or is there something that you've asked for? There is actually one thing that I would like potentially and would potentially ask for, that might be in an okay price range to ask for, would be, well, we'll talk about it later. It's about $150. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. What are you on your guys' wish list? I really wish the LMT was making it in time for Christmas. I think that would be a killer Christmas present for a lot of people. But maybe they'll get like something, a little note that says that they have one coming. I don't know. I would still want one, even if I had to wait for it. I have some low price things. In fact, I'm doing a review on one tonight after this. I have to sit over here and record. It's been like, man, you guys, it's been nonstop with the RC stuff on top of work. But I'm trying to make the RC stuff kind of pay the other half I'm only working part-time. And so I'm trying to make it so that it kind of fills in that extra money that's missing by working part-time. COVID related, I can't travel for work. And so it kind of has forced me into that, but it's kind of what it is. So I've got some cool reviews coming for you guys. We do affiliate links. That helps when you guys use those affiliate links, and you guys have been slamming it. I can't say thank you enough for doing that. The views, I mean, holy cow, you guys have been blowing up the views on this channel. That's a conspiracy because my content ain't that good for the views you guys have been throwing down the last couple weeks. Something new comes out, it's getting like 2,000 and 3,000 views in a day. And that's crazy for my stuff. That doesn't happen usually. So that's been very cool. And I can't say thank you enough for doing that and for helping out, because it really has helped. And it's been very helpful during this time where things are just a little bit different. So, Chief Guahan RC, I don't know, I'm going to murder that name. He said he wants Trevor Adamo's chassis for Christmas. That's what he wants. That's a good wish. Actually, we had in here, JER Custom Designs. He says a GPS for speed runs. That's a great thing. That's actually, I changed my wish list. I'm going to write that down. I got my little notepad here. And now I have a pen. GPS. I do want that one that you put in and you use from your phone by SkyRC. GPS. I'm getting a GPS for Christmas. Thank you for that, Jason. I actually want to talk a little bit. I have something pulled up here about a new chassis that he just showed on his page that James Ferguson pointed out to me and told me I should talk about, because this is cool. It's a retro chassis. You guys just saw the video I've been doing. I have his APEP chassis, which is actually, it's right here. Oh, I'll sneak peek you guys this. It's done. That video I posted was actually last night from about a week ago. So it's older. I've done much more building since then and running and stuff, but the videos are behind. So this is a cool old school type of chassis right here. I don't know what this upper bar is for. I'm guessing maybe, I don't know. Body, holding on the body, stuff like that. But very, very interesting design. He's here in the chat. Maybe he'll mention it. Pilot Ryan is here. What's up? RC you next Tuesday. Driftomaniacs. Captain Flannel. Ooh, I'd love to get a couple team associated 128th scale or even an axial 124th for Christmas. Yeah, man. Captain Flannel knows where it's at. Black Market RC. He has a sweet new chassis as well. Man, we got to pull that up too. That Bigfoot on it looks so rad. New design. You guys are killing it. You RC monster truck chassis guys are killing it with the stuff that you're coming out with. Good to see you here. Body mounting. That's what I figured. Very, very cool. Definitely an interesting design. I've actually got Sam pulled up here. And his chassis is right here, his new one. And it's pretty wild as well. For you monster truck guys in the house, look at the LED lights on it too. This thing is so cool looking when it's running. Ka-chow. Very nice. Drifto, are you going to get an LMT roller? I am getting an LMT roller. So I ordered an LMT roller and I ordered another Gravedigger because the guys that were here, I mean, they put a beating on mine and I want one that's a little bit nicer than the way they left them. The Gravedigger's not too bad. The lights are cut. So the thing that you need to do is get some like flexible tubing, nitro tubing, something, maybe put a slit in it and then put it over the wiring and then tape it up or whatever and get it between the chassis and the body, because when it flexes, the body will flex a lot and it cuts the wire right on the metal chassis. Or just you could put right on the chassis, you could make like a little bumper with the tubing if you put a slit in it and stuck it on there. That's another option. So Drifto, yes, I did order a roller and a Gravedigger. I'm waiting for the new stickers that I'm hoping will come out, or I heard we're going to come out for the Son of a Digger before I buy another one of that. So these are SMT 10 axles and some various parts in here, but very, very cool. Oh, look at Joshua Sanford's been posting some stuff. This is a sweet Gravedigger body right here. It's based off of the one that they had for Hot Wheels. And these are the new J Concepts Renegade 2.2 tires. They do look good on an SMT 10. It's sized right. He's the one that came over. So Joshua Sanford, I should mention who he is. He gets a lot of love on this channel, and you guys don't know it. But I bought my retro USA 1 from him. My retro Bigfoot was bought from him. My retro Grandma Digger was bought from him. The 24 car on-road is from him. The Son of a Digger / conversion is from him. The Bigfoot body that's running on my regulator is from him. What else, man? all of my Clodbuster bin parts, for the most part, are from him. And my really nice bin, organized bin of SMT 10 parts are from him. So I bought a lot of stuff from him. He's local here. Really good dude. And he was over running the Gravedigger, doing the backflips and stuff off the wooden ramp, and just absolutely killing it with it. He was running it so well. Oh, and he's here. He says split wire, braided loom for wires. Very good tip. So yeah, there's lots of good stuff here. And actually, speaking of chassis and stuff, I told you I'd sneak peek you guys this. So this is my APEP chassis build, running 2.2s, and these are the munitions tires. I really think they are the right scale for these. Currently, a lot of them, with the bodies and all that, they just look and feel right. And I'm doing 4 steer. So on the rear, I just got one of those 25 kilogram hex fly ones, like a Red Cat one. And in the front, I've got the nice one. It's a high-tech D956 waterproof, and it's good, and it's running all smart stuff. I got smart electronics in here, 130 amp ESC, and then a 4000 kV motor. But it's built from a SMT10 kit. But you can see his links that come with this are really large. Something fell. What was it? Oh, this one. Only this one. Sway bar comes loose. I haven't been able to get it tight. The rest of them are fine, but it was a nut that I had in there because I lost a plastic piece. But I'm going to take out the grub screw, and I'm just going to put regular old screws on here that I can really wrench down on and get it on there. If it sticks up a little, I don't care. It'll hold it on there. Or I'll just drill a little hole in it to make it really lock in a little better. But looks really good. I love the look of it. I painted it green. Figured out where everything goes. Suspension feels real good on it. Very plush feeling. After I drove it for a little bit, it kind of rode in some. And yeah, happy with it. Of course, what do I got up front there? Freestyle RC sway bars, must-haves, things like that. That wasn't intended to be a show and tell. It just happened to be there. But it's looking good. We have a race in Digger's Dungeon again this weekend. So that thing I'm running locked diffs. It definitely handles different than I'm used to with that. I like it. I love the 4 steer for freestyle. People are asking why 4 steer. You're never on the ground. You're always jumping it. But it allows me to turn that thing around and just keep jumping it. And it's awesome. Sway bar. Did I say something wrong? Jason's saying sway bar. Black Market says you destroyed a set of those in one round of qualifying. I'm guessing, are you talking about the munition tires? Jason, yes, I need to get the new Renegade 2.2s. We were just looking at those on Josh's truck. Maybe that's my Christmas present. Maybe I'll ask for that. I've got wheels I could put them on. People are agreeing with Brandon. I don't know what on. The BRD chassis. That's what it is. Oh, yeah. That's who's we were looking at. David Heimbigner's chassis. So he wants another BRD for Christmas is what he's saying. All right. I get that. JER Custom saying the new sway bars will be profiled so they will not twist and have M4 grubs. Awesome, man. Yeah, I think if I get the nut in there, though, I'll be able to wrench it down. It's just the one. The rest of them stay on pretty good. Not a big deal. All right, here we go. Drifto, what car do you think Traxxas will launch? I'm still thinking of no prep. I think they should, man. I had mine out today. I didn't get to run it. And I'll tell you guys why, and it's a Christmas thing. Mendez says Losi Baja Ray or Red Cat Kaiju. Are you asking one or the other, or are you saying you want either one of those for Christmas? 1 out of 10. How do I like the Losi LMT? Roy, this one goes to 11. All the way to 11. How's it going, RC Rorschach's in the house? Ooh, yeah, here's a good question. What's your favorite RX-TX of 2020? I'm a simpleton. You know, I like my ruggeds, my Spectrum rugged. I know a lot of people think they're not as responsive as a Futaba, or they don't get the range of other things. But for everything that I've done so far, they've been perfect. I like the one-handed driving because I film a lot. When I don't have them, I don't know what to do. I'm just like, I wish I had my rugged on this. Almost every time I say that. In fact, 2 of them are full. So I've got 40 cars on to 2 different ruggeds, and the other one has about 7 on it. Some of them are duplicated, though, so that I can just hit the bind button, and if somebody else is driving one of the monster trucks, it's already set up, and we just bind it and go to that one and hit bind, and all the settings are saved. But Drifto, I would agree with you that there would be some there. RC Basher Boy will actually add a new model to the SCX 10.3 other than a Jeep. Do the aliens know anything? What else would they put on portals? I mean, even a Jeep's kind of a weird thing on it, but I wonder if they'll have an SCX 10.3 without portals that is not a Jeep, since they have that new setup. So I would think we're going to see something. I don't know. I don't have any insider knowledge, honest truth on that one. I second that. What's my favorite RX-TX besides the rugged Spectrum? I don't have anything, man. All I run are the Spectrum, or one of my least favorite are the Traxxas controllers, honestly. I think that they do well. They perform well. I don't like the location of the wheel where it sits. It just kind of is an awkward. All my other ones sit different. I don't, and are forward more or something. I don't like the ergonomics of the 2 hands working together of a Traxxas controller. And I definitely don't like their menu system on it. That is, I mean, they need to like put an instruction manual like somewhere in that thing. Like, you know, the rugged has a pop open to put wrenches and tools in. They need that, and they need like a hardcover 100-page book on how to get through the manuals on it. So, what? I think the Futabas are sweet looking. I keep eyeballing all the people on the driver's stand at the buggy racing and how cool all their controllers look, and I'm kind of like, man, I just kind of want one because of the wow factor of they look special and spectacular. And mine's orange, but it's rugged. It's not shiny like theirs. Traxxas ones are hard to one-hand drive. They are very hard to it's almost impossible without some kind of a tool attached to it. It's too far forward. Yeah, man. Yeah, Troy's Hobby. Shout out to the MXPX hoodie. Left Coast Punk. Big Muscle says Spectrum and Tactic. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. What do you guys like? I know other people have some that they like. Tank has one that he likes. People are saying Dumbo RC. I've seen that one. I think Drifto did that. Kevin Talbot, maybe. Captain Flannel, do you think Losi will release other LMT trucks or just Gravediggers? I think that they'll do what they've done and stay with the digger line because they sell and they'll be able to sell off the shelves, and the stores have an easier time keeping them. And you get too many SKUs and it gets tough. Because I even remember when the Monster Jam ones were out, the stores would sell out of the Gravedigger one, and hit or miss. You know, there's always a captain's curse or whatever sitting on the shelf. In the other ones, it was never like everything else was gone and the Gravedigger and Son of a Digger were there. And so, even at the end, some of the bodies and stuff that were still there were from the other vehicles until they were discontinued and they became very valuable, and then they sold everything out. But I think what they would do probably is leave these, and then they've got that roller already, which has a black chassis, which is very smart of them because it really appeases their fan base, but it also appeases like the new user base that just like, hey, Gravedigger, Son of a Digger, I want that, which was me. 7 years ago, that was me. And I bought a Gravedigger RC, and then all the rest happened after that. So I don't think so. I think, if anything, they'll do bodies. But again, licensing is a tricky thing, you guys. So a lot of times companies will do price points. So you notice like you could go and you could get New Bright would have a body or a RC of something. Now Spin Master kind of, I think, has even taken that over. I don't even know if New Bright still makes them. I think that Spin Master has it, but they've got like a pricing where you can buy like, oh, well, if you can do RC cars from $10 to $100 or $10 to $200, and you can make things in that price range, which still allows other companies that do better stuff to be able to buy that licensing for a more expensive thing. And so I don't know how that applies with the bodies and things like that they'd want to sell to go with it. And maybe it carries on that it's for their $300 line. I don't know. So it gets really tricky, especially with big companies, how they license out their products. Johnny Davis, on a Bomber 2.0 RTR, what's the needed upgrades? Sway bar in the rear. I did reef sway bars. I would do metal lower links at least. Depends how hard you run it. Axle tubes in the axles, like beef tubes. And then a much faster motor. Whether you stay brushless or go brushless, it needs a faster motor. Traxxas Bigfoot body is $70. That's not bad because it comes with some extra parts and things with it. It really isn't bad. So, but I'm guessing that's not Monster Jam anyway. That's Feld. And so Bigfoot does their licensing. I mean, they're able to license their own brand however they want to whoever they want. But Feld has, their setup that they do and also Bigfoot's doing licensing through Hot Wheels. And so you've seen some Hot Wheels things come out, and I think some RCs and stuff there too. But that's, again, lower price range than the Traxxas. Mike, do I know the overall width of the reef sway bar? It's about an SMT-10 wide or a Bomber. They're perfect for it. I don't know. Scale Builders Guilds, do I like Monster Turks and Jerps? I do like monster trucks. I was trying not to talk about them because what I wanted to talk about was something I got in the mail that I liked enough that I ordered one today. So I got this to do a product review from a company called Exotic RC, XOTIC, or no, IK. And at first I turned it down, and then I found out that they weren't just kind of another like Banggood thing or Amazon thing. And so I decided to give it a try, and I really liked it. And so I took it up to Hobbytown today to try it on their Kyosho Mini Z-Track. And then I had them order me one. So this, I think, it'd actually be a fun little Christmas present. I think it's also a really great cat toy. by Exotic RC. And it is this cool little guy. Check this out. So this is like the little Tamiya mini racers, the 1/32 scale things that you do, almost like slot cars, where they had the different channels that they all ran in, and they just went straight, and these like guides kept them in, but there were jumps, and they jump out of it and all that. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Ars Technica, since Scale Builders Guild is in here, did a really high end, almost like mini documentary about the Tamiya mini racers, and it was I found myself watching it because I got this and I was trying to do research on it. So there's this. The one that I ordered is the manga version of it. So this is really geared towards like Japanese racers, the Tamiya guys. And so manga is comic book type things in Japan, which is really cool. And I know that because one of the stories I did when I was doing videos and producing videos in Japan last year was about a manga Bible that had been made, which was like comic book Bible in like Japanese art and everything. It's pretty wicked. And so when I saw the manga one, that's the one I had to have after driving one of these. Yes, the right one. RC Driver did one of these. And then I said, you know what? I should go back and revisit that email because this is something that I didn't know that it was. So yes, these are cool. So you push in on the front of it and it pops open the body. I haven't actually figured out how to get the back of it off yet. There are 2 screws, but it looks like it connects here. There's like a push button on the bottom here that would make it pop open, but I need to look at the directions. I suppose I'm going to do an unboxing of it here in a bit, but I need to do a little work in figuring it out some, but I did get run footage of it. It's easy to charge. So all I did was this actually is proportional steering. So whoever's saying it's not an RC, it comes with this little remote and it's fully proportional steering. So, and it drives around, and it's got these guides, which is awesome for my kids. That's why I ended up getting it, because they kept breaking my Mini Z bodies. They're hard bodies. This is Lexan. And it's got these little wheels on it. So you can do it on the Tamiya courses, or you can run it on a Mini Z and steer it. So it's really wicked. On the bottom is where it charges. You plug in, it's got a rechargeable battery. I'm kind of doing the unboxing here on accident. And so what I did is it wasn't charged. I just literally stuck one of my little battery chargers here and hit charge and let it charge on my way there. So pretty cool. Anyway, this I'll be doing an unboxing video of, kind of overview, some run footage of my cat chasing it around and running on the Mini Z track. Josh Williams ran it for me. And because it's sold at A-Main in Hobbytown online, I just had him order me up the manga one. So I'll show you the 3 that they've got. I'll just pull it up online here. Hey, Sierra, how's it going? Yeah, hopefully the racing all starts up again here soon. And I got the chassis from your dad, the regulator, and it's already built, and I'm ready to start. The chassis is built, the rest of it isn't. I got axles finally coming in from Black Market RC. So I'm going to get to the comments here, but this is a controller. It's actually kind of small, but I actually like it better than I like the Traxxas controller because of where they put the wheel, and you can one-handed drive it. For a little single control, there's a lot of things I do like about it. It runs on 2 AAAs, which is a little difficult if you don't have AAAs with you, but it's pretty cool. $80. That's it. And it's pretty fast. It's pretty quick. It'll spin out on your wood floors. In fact, let's see if I can't pull it up here. I think Hobbytown would have it if I know that A-Main does. There it is, Exotic. So they sell parts. Look at it. It's got like the motors like your Mini Zs do. Different drivetrain gear sets. Pieces you can get for different wheels. So they've got quite a few little different things. batteries. So you can get in there and work on it. ESC modules. It did come with extra wheels or tires. So it has slick tires and grippier tires. But here are the 3 models. This is their Superstorm. The one bummer is that they don't have clear bodies for them yet. So racing them will be a little bit problematic. Unless you just like paint over it. And then this is the one I ordered. This is the very Japanese infused one. Manga Spirit. I dig it. Anyway, I was surprised. I did not expect to dig it as much as I did. And so I got one for review, but I liked it enough that I walked away having bought one. So they sold me on it. I'll just say that. Sierra says she took 3rd in retro, then 4th in pro mod last race. You guys had that cool all-star race. You guys, though, I'll tell you what, their racing is fast. You guys all have crazy decked out trucks. We have a whole lot more SMT10s racing down here. I was very, very blown away by how fast the racing was up in Connecticut and New York. Shade Tree. I got the Creighton 6S and Outcast 4S. Haven't driven a 6S Outcast. It's like a Creighton, but more flippy. More wheelies. Good night, Thomas. I'm going to try and go back through some of the comments. So while I was talking, I wasn't reading them. I'm sorry. What do you recommend? A new servo horn for the SMT10 Gravedigger or keep it stock? I don't particularly like the servo saver on the SMT10. But yeah, that's just me. I like the Freestyle RC ones, but they're a little pricey for people. The other ones that I like are those white ones. Have a weird name I can never think of. They're big plastic circle. What are they called? I've got it on a few. Servo saver. Hot Racing has a nice one, actually, as well. So, okay, so I use the Kimbrough ones. That's what I typically use. But I have seen a lot of people running some Hot Racing ones that looked really good. And the new LMT ones are actually pretty good as well. But the Kimbrough, Yokomo, a lot of these all look the same. JER Custom Designs. I did get the LMT hubs. I haven't had time. There's so many screws to pull out of those things and do it. That's not something I have time for right now. So I got to have it ready for trying to get it racing. Have you seen the Coke can RCs that seem to be out there now? I have seen the little small ones like that. So yeah, the right one. What action camera do you recommend? Fixtures asks. Not sure. I do GoPros typically, and I love to hate them. They're not my favorite. Chiron Keller, looking for a good beginner RC off-road truck for bashing. What do you recommend? I recommend the Kyosho Mad Van. It's brushed, but it's pretty durable. If you want really stupid fast, bigger than that, brushless, the the Big Rock by Arma is awesome. Or the Granite. And I'm waiting to see how the weather's just been crazy here. Windy. So I wouldn't be able to talk or do much with the video. So I haven't run the Red Cat Kaiju yet. Hopefully tomorrow the wind will die down. I think that Matt from Scale Builders Guild is going to like monster trucks. Once he sees how scale he can go with them. I think we're going to convert him. He won't be playing with those toy trail trucks anymore and move over to the manly monsters. All right, so Joshua says the Kimbrough 124 Savers. A lot of race people, though, don't do servo savers because it, these are the ones I have. The large, extra strong servo saver, right? Yeah. These are the ones I use. 124s, universal splines. You have several different ones. They work good. But you do sacrifice some steering with that in response. That's all. Especially with the freestyle ones. But I'll trade that off any day. Mike Newell says 70s one day, 40s the next. Exactly. And my yard is still a swamp from the rain that we got right by my massive jumps, which is where the kaiju is going to go. And I don't really want it to be stupid, messy, and muddy, right? All in the truck. I don't want to be cleaning that out. So we'll get it. If I say something bad about Leaf Springs, he's going to unsub you. No, I want a Leaf Spring monster truck. So that's the other thing. He can get himself a Leaf Spring monster truck. Captain Flannel, you ever raced dirt oval? I've raced my 5th scale. We have a 5th scale dirt oval in about 45 minutes from here that I race. I'm terrible, but I go and race it. So yeah, I have been. So I was late today because I was up. Quick shout out to Carry All RC. Probably racers would cringe at the way I have this hanging, but it goes all the way around the front arms. But I got my TLR 22 5.0 AC sitting here with my get it done in a half a day paint job on it. And my awesome rugged controller in bright orange. I stand out with that thing on the track. Not many people running a rugged racing 2-wheel drive buggy, so there's that. You went to the servo arm. Okay. Off in the savers. Not sure what those are. Josh Rhodes is working on a Leaf Spring truck. Makes me want to hate him. Michael ran it in Richmond at JMW. Very cool. Hector Santos. Yeah, man. The trophy truck, the Trophy Rat by Team Associated. What a good deal that was. But yeah, I like my my rugged controllers. JER says, "Ooh, the rugged." I got 3 of them. How's it going, Matthew Sim? With a channel slot car, but body fit on a Mini T? No, they're much smaller than a Mini Z, not Mini T. They're 1/32nd scale instead of 1/25th. But when they reached out to me, I said, "Yeah, but you got to do. If you're gonna send me one, I want the semi truck one, because I think that's more the speed of my channel is semi trucks or some kind of truck than the buggies." The rugged's great. I mean, I one-handed drive it like all the time, even freestyle. Shade Tree, he's got the Reefs 777 on his Capra. Dun, dun, dun. Nice Superman, Reefs RC. Got my shirt on under here. Yeah, I love their Raw 500 servos. I've got 2 of them brand new sitting in the boxes that I bought at Hobbytown in Virginia Beach. Shout out to them again. That I have to put on a few trucks. I think both of my LMTs. So I got one for the LMT build, and I think the Laser Nut is getting the other one. So yeah. I need to order more hats. I see that question. The other control I have is the DX4 Pro, 4R Pro. So going back to Christmas present things, and not being brand biased, I came to A-Main to look at them, and there's all different stuff that you can get in here. Lots of specials still that they're running on batteries, everything, everything you want. So there's lots of different things in here, from race stuff to there's team associated stuff. I typically do it by price highest to lowest so that I can see cars and stuff. But, you get some of the motors and stuff in there as well. Oh, this reminds me, Drag Race Concepts. I did get this as well that I have to build. So I need a team associated B6. Whoops. There it is. It's a sniper chassis. So that's going to be coming as a sniper chassis build, RC dragster. Anyway, there's a lot of different things on here. Headphones, controllers, Sanwa controller on here. But I was trying to get to cars and trucks. I just want to look at. I'm not very good on their site, apparently. What gives? Here we go, Shop Electric. So there's a lot of things like Christmas price-wise. I'm trying to look like 150 and below, especially for myself, asking my wife for something. And I could totally go for another one of these Tamiya trucks. I have this one for my son, but I would really like something like this. Would be really sweet. $145 isn't bad. But the thing that I really want, and I hope that they start racing around here, is one of these buggies right here. The Losi Mini B 1/16 scale. They just look so good. And the price is right. Part of me, when they came out, I wanted to order one, but I'm kind of like, I have the Mini T, and then I went brushless, but I kind of wish I would have waited till they came out with the brushless version and it was all ready to go for me. I just buy it and it's brushless. So that's kind of what I'm holding out for here, unless somebody opens up like a stock class of these racing somewhere small. Big head RC. I do have a big head and my hat barely fits. Shade Tree saying direct drive is where it's at. Just got, Anthony, very cool, man. Got his son a Granite 4x4 for Christmas. That's awesome. Rick Crawford, I am in the state of Virginia, but actually just across the border from North Carolina, Outer Banks. It's time for fitted hats. The big heads have had enough. I could get one of those stretchy ones. They don't fit me, but I could get some of those ordered probably. Did Losi ever fix the wheel coming loose on the issue on the laser nut? I never have had one come loose. So I don't understand what happened there. I just was running mine the other day. Again, 4S packs. Never had a wheel come loose. They actually emailed me to check mine and see if it had Loctite because somebody was saying that their wheel nuts were coming off. But I'd never, in all the running I've done with it, have never had a wheel come off. The only thing that I've had an issue with is, I lost that fake winch like first day. And then the servo every once in a while gets kind of like where I can't steer very well, and that's why I'm going to put the raw one in and try and address anything that might be going on. I've hit pretty hard on the front wheel a few times, and I think I've done some damage to the servo. Did I see the 1/16th volcano? I have not seen that, Michael Newell. Jo says the snapback fits fat heads well. I have a pretty big head. I'm running on 2, and you can still see it's tight on me. But I have a really big head. And when you leave it flat, it pulls even more, so. The right one says he wants one of the low-C buggies. I hear you. I'm with you. The Associated Rival MT looks like a sick little basher. It is. So if you have about $300 to spend on one, it rivals right up there with the Armas. So the only issue would be part support, which is very easy online if you don't have a local hobby shop that you try to always get stuff from, and you mind waiting a couple days. Team Associated, there's lots of parts for it because it also it used to be a Helion, and so there's still parts from that floating around if you use the numbers for that. But yeah, very true. I'll see you next Tuesday. How rugged are the Tamiya trucks? Will one wall hit, take one apart? No, I don't think so. Got a pretty nice foam bumper on them. Wheels are pretty guarded. I think they're pretty good. All right, see you, Jason. I'll reach out to you. Matthew Sam, who do I use for merch? That's a good segue. Thank you for that. And he really did ask it. I use, if you go to the store on the CCXRC page, Teespring. So I've got all of it there. The only thing that they will not do is they will not embroider my logo because they say it's impossible. Little do they know that my lady does a really excellent job embroidering mine, and she hasn't complained about it at all. So, and the quality of it's pretty baller. I actually like how it is all rugged stitched. It looks super good. Now, if somebody didn't have a raw logo like mine, they would probably be like, why does it look like that? But that's how I want mine to look. So it's perfect. And I told her that was going to be the case. So yeah, Teespring for everything else. You can actually get these kind of hats made there if your logo's easier. So I do have a bomb logo that you guys have seen. And I actually only made it for the bomber, to put on the side of my bomber, but I liked it so much on the bomber that I made more of them. And so that's kind of something else I'm using right now. It doesn't have this logo in it. It's just a bomb. It says ccxrc.com. But it'll be a secondary. I need to make some shirts. Troy Lee, ready for Slay Smash? Yes, let's talk about that for a second. Slay Smash is on Instagram. RC Amigos, we're going to be doing another competition online, RC Monster Truck Freestyle, and it's Christmas themed. And so you get bonus points added to your score, or percentage, I guess, of the vote. So it'll be a voting thing, and then you get like 2% added if you do some kind of up to 6% or whatever. I don't remember what the maximum that you can get in bonuses, but if you have some kind of Christmas movie references, like, I don't know, maybe you'd have, that there's an RV and you'd have the RV in the yard and you'd smash through it or something. But some kind of reference that people would know was from a Christmas movie. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet, but yeah. What's going on, Kevin Gibbs? Insano Apparel does great work. All right. Here we go. Super Drakes. I may have ordered an LMT GD when they debuted. Now I'm really liking the SOD more. The woes of a pre-order with the 2-month wait. Well, here's the thing. The son of a digger is just going to look better in the future. So just get it then. Now, they both look actually fantastic. I did point out the sticker. I have to, as somebody that's reviewing things and looking at it, you got to be honest. But it's not really that bad. It should have been done differently, but I don't look at it and say, oh, I did when I opened it, but now I just look at it and it's just son of a digger to me. And outside and it's dirty. You don't even notice it. The bright lights in the studio really make it stand out as being even worse than it is when it's out in the light and you're running it. So, yes, Best America, this is very true. Don't need Christmas. Be wise, careful, budget. Yeah, don't overspend. That's for sure. 3:45 a.m. Ouch. See you. Or see you next Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, so we're doing this and we're talking about it, kind of in a fun way. You get gifts for Christmas, all that. But, I mean, it's really not about that anyway. And so we try and remind our kids that. And we've overdone it a few Christmases already for them. And so we're kind of bringing it back this year. In fact, that's kind of why I was at Hobbytown today, was getting something that my son wanted. But we're definitely limiting what we do this year for them and spend for sure. And I'm probably not actually going to ask for anything. Maybe like an antenna for my Jeep that's like $20. Looks like a bullet. I got the angry eyes. I got to make it look as tacky as possible. Right, Matt? Right, Josh? Yes, this is very true as well. If you're skilled with an X-Acto knife, you can cut away parts of the body that you don't like that are not matching, which is what people have done with them before. You got the other RCU next Tuesday popping on. That's a handoff. Tag team. Tag teaming it. So, yeah, I mean, so when I'm looking, there's a couple things I was trying to look as well. Go back to the Best America for a second. Over on the Traxxas site, too, there's some decent things. The smaller ones that they've got. Bandits for $159, a two-wheel drive Stampede, two-wheel drive Rustler. Those are really good cars in the brushed world. My two-wheel drive Stampede got me into the hobby in such a big way that I can't discount it. A little bit more, you can get like the Bigfoot. In fact, Bigfoot was doing a sale on them if you could have gotten in on that, but that's done. So, yeah. There's definitely options and things to look at. And there's also, what's their smaller ones? Their smaller scale that they do. Horizon, I've looked at a few things because their planes have been interesting me, like the UMX ones, which was actually one of the things that I was going to ask for, was like a little plane. Like these Timbers, but even smaller. The UMX style. So they only have for Cyber Week, they have a few like more in the charger sales you can get. That's not bad. $70 for a dual charger. It's not bad at all. If you're looking to charge more batteries, that's not a bad price for it. This is actually a dual as well. Little Passport Ultra. And this uses the whatever banana plugs or not banana plugs, the bullet connectors, if you like that style. So there's some good sales out there. And if you go to your stores and shop in store, there's some ECX stuff that's really good pricing as well. I ordered one of these, so that's another reason I don't need a Christmas present. I ordered myself one of these, and it's probably going to be coming in right around Christmas, but these are $140 for the little SCX 24s. They're good fun to get you into the hobby and crawling around and doing stuff in your house when it's cold out. I'm really struggling with their website. It doesn't go back very well. So these are their hot sellers they're saying right now. But I have several of the SCX 24s. I'm going to be converting a few to monster trucks. And so I just started chatting with some people on Facebook about that. And so I'm super excited about it. So we'll do price low to high. Get it in the... So this is what somebody was talking about before, these little 128 scale. I've never run any of these. I'm kind of curious how they do perform. If anybody in there has one. I would love to get a little monster truck. Like when ECX had the one that I did the video on, I was super stoked about it. Like this doesn't really, that's not a monster truck. The other one, the ECX, looked like a monster truck, like the little Hot Wheels ones, but you drove it around and I could run on my Hot Wheels jumps and everything. And it was wicked, but the ESC's all fried out on them and they actually recalled them all. So that was kind of a bummer. But yeah, here's the Volcano is $81 for the 18 scale, the Ruckus 18 scale. This kind of stuff kind of interests me a little bit in this size monster truck. But again, I just love the solid axle stuff. You can get into a Kyosho and stuff like that. Hey, look at everything's on back order, man. It's going to be tough. This one really has my interest. Big BRC says he's had nothing but problems with ECX. Big Head or Chief says, what motor ESC are you running on your Bigfoot Clod? So I am running the Quick Run dual motor ESC, and then I just run 27 turn axial, or I run the stock Clodbuster motors. But yeah, those Quick Run Hobby Wing ESCs are awesome. They're cheap. They're like $40. One of them I'm just running the stock Traxxas or Tamiya one. Here, this is good to know. Joshua Sanford says the Associated are awesome for about a year, then the car batteries quit. That's good to know. But if you get a year out of it, that's not too bad. That's why I do like replaceable batteries. And that's what I do like about this, is though, even though it's kind of built in, they were selling replacement batteries and stuff. And so I need to do a little teardown on this and see how all that works. But yeah, so price point, really where I'm looking at would be, and these all changed again. Price low to high. These are not low. Why isn't it doing it right? Probably for me would be the SCX24 or the Mini B range. Let's just do this. So for under $100, these are the options. There's only a few. And then for the 100 to 200, there's a few more. So these just came back out. The Raider XL. I did not get one. I kind of was thinking about it, but they sold out before I acted. So the Low C Mini T, this is the brushless one for $200. That's where I'm kind of hoping that they do that with the buggy version. But I've been talking with somebody about a custom chassis 124 scale, 125th scale that'll use the bodies from the collection back here, or my Revel model that I bought to build one. So this is a great price right here for a low C 1/10 scale 2-wheel drive brushed buggy, $190. Gives you the good size truck. That would be for a kid an awesome present. And it's a Losi. Gotta love Losi stuff. Me and my kids absolutely love these. $150, 1/18. They're a ton of fun. This doesn't remember my settings when I come back. It's kind of annoying. I should be doing open in new window probably. But you got the Everest, this Reflex, which is awesome. I sold it, but it's awesome. The Thunder Drift, the Lightning EPX, they've been doing that over Flying Ryan, and it's very impressive for $150 for this drift car and what they're doing with it. I'm not big into drifting, but it's impressive. This amp looks pretty cool, actually, as a buggy. I've not seen this before. It's in-store only. I kind of dig it. Kind of got a cool look. But this, I have the 4Runner. Very soon we'll be able to get a Jeep one for $200. I'm hoping at the end of this week to have one. What's your recommend for a 52-year-old big-headed kid? Monster trucks. Yes, Earl, we're Christmas shopping. AZ Froggy says junk. Which is junk? A 124 scale Revo would be cool. Ooh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, Captain Flannel. The Raider XL for $99 sold out real quick. I keep asking Axial to just make theirs into a monster truck, their 24 scale. I know that they probably can't do licensing on it because of what I was mentioning before, where that price point is something that Spin Master owns, as my guess. But even if they just did a regular truck, we'll just take off bodies off of those guys. I have a whole wall of the 25th scale. It's actually one of those cut-ins for a window, and it's the perfect width. I put in a little board, and instead of having a useless cut-in, it now makes it flush with the wall, but I've got this inset of monster trucks. It's really cool. Hey, what's going on? Clean RC cars. Yeah, Pilot Ryan could hear we were talking about him. 124th need to go in the bin. This is fun. I'm telling you. It's 132nd, though. I got to get off of here so I can do the unboxing of it. But yeah, there's lots of options, guys. I don't really plan to get anything RC related. Maybe a set of tools or something as well. I'll ask for. That's usually what I ask for, is tools or something like that. Earl Moorhead, man, thank you. $5 for Christmas shopping, he says. Yes, the right one. Full Throttle RC did do a cool 124 scale monster truck build. I bought the 3D print files. They're like $9. I don't have a 3D printer. I was going to try and get them printed for me. However, all of the rest of the parts to buy his setup that he has, it costs about $300 to make that 24 scale monster truck. You've got to buy an $80 monster truck, 85 that you're going to gut for the cross members and the links and the axles. Then you have to get an SCX 24 transmission, and then there's a brushless motor system that you get. And anyway, it tabulates up. It's like it becomes almost like $300. I did the math on it. So, I'm okay with that, kind of. The hard part is getting the 3D printed action going. I'm not against it. So he's got 4 steer and everything. So there's servos that he says to order that aren't the ones off the HBX. And all of that. So yeah, it gets a little bit pricey. I bought this Revel kit. It's out of reach. And I saw just posted, where was it? The Micro 24. I can show you guys this. That's probably the best way to do it. It's like 24 scale or Micro Monsters. Maybe 124th. Yeah, RC Mini Monsters. Here it is. I'll pull this page up for you guys in just a second. Earl Moorhead can't wait for his first monster truck from Losi that I made you buy. I'm telling you, you should. I honestly believe that they rival the bashability of some bigger name things that are not solid axles. It's unbelievable. Oh, sweet. Somebody's doing a van. What? Okay, hold on. You guys need to see this. A mini monster van. That is the coolest thing I've seen in a while. Oh, I want that. I have lots of want for that. So where? Oh, here we go. Adolf Oliver Bush. So he posted this. He's a founding member. And this right here is a thing of beauty. So this is using that Revel kit that I have, and they've gone and made the chassis for it. If Josh Rhodes is still in here, he's gonna want. So it's actually running axles on this, or the barrage axles. Kind of makes it a little more scale. But look at that chassis. Man, oh man. 24 scale. Even has lights in the body. It is a thing of beauty. It's a TTT test. Tony tested tough. We always said Tony torture test. That's what Midlife RC used to say all the time. TTT, Tony torture test. But I like Tony tested tough as well. Anyway, this is just a pretty killer build. Here's his USA 1. Not any less spectacular. Jurassic Attack. That's a cool chassis. Just really top-notch stuff. People amaze me. They're so good. Yeah, no bashing with that one. Well, maybe. Black Market says I should do that to my Max D one. Ooh, there you go. The Max D chassis are super cool looking too. But I don't know. I mean, it's a metal chassis. You could do some bashing with it. It would hold up. I would probably, well, not with all the motors and stuff. Then it'd be kind of sketch. Here we go. AZ Froggy's got to have to show the bonehead across the street, a real truck. So I keep twisting, you guys. I got totally jacked in the ankle by a buggy today. Corner marshaling. I have got a nice lump on my ankle. And yeah, the new track layout. So I was feeling like I was so excited to go today to the two-wheel drive buggy race. I didn't think I was going to get to go. That's partly why, because I had broken the servo horn, and they're very specific, like made for that vehicle, as far as the offset and everything with it, I guess. I don't know. That's what I was told. And it barely fits. The clearances are just like spot on for movement. And it stripped out. I had the plastic one, stock one. So I ordered one, and I told some guys in another live chat, what happened was like, I always get things like 2 days from Horizon. Well, it was like from Illinois. Well, this one shipped from California, and it was going to take 4 to 8 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not going to be here. So I overnighted one, or I paid 1 day shipping. So this is now a $25-ish, $30 servo horn that I'm going to be running. And I put it in on Saturday, but it didn't ship till Monday, but it said 1 to 2 days. So I had no clue, and it was saying it's going to be in on Wednesday. And I'm like, well, I missed the race, so well, whatever. It came in today at like 4, And I usually leave, last week I left about 4:30 to get there at 5 to practice, and then it starts at 6 or 6:30. So I'm rushing at this point, and I have to take apart the front end to get it in and all that. Why am I telling this story? Somehow my ankle getting hit. I wasn't even supposed to be here today. That's where I'm going with it or what? I'm lost. Anyway, so I'm out there having a blast. I'm just, so the track. Yeah. So I'm excited to get there. Last week was fun. I'd done it 3 times now. I'd run the track 3 times. So I probably have 3 hours or so on the car. And I was doing all right. I wasn't crashing too much. And I get there and they've changed the whole layout, and it's set up for the Roar race that they have this weekend. And it had a lot of chicanes, and it had a box in the corner where you went up and then back down. There's a little cone on the corner. So if you didn't go around enough, you'd clip it and it was all done. But if you went up too fast, you hit the wall because you're kicking and you're not steering. Anyway, it was tricky, and I hit that wall so many times in practice. I almost didn't race. I'm like, I'm not going to mess everybody up, But I finally was getting it enough that I thought, all right, I'll just race. But yeah, I think I came in 13th out of 16 people, something like that. But I mean, 8 of them in the A main are all fast, and then even some of the guys that are fast were in our B main. So most of the guys there are racers. They race, and there's only a handful of us. And I only did better than a few, I think, because their car broke. So, yeah, I'm not great. But that said, I stuck with it. I was actually getting around the track slower than everybody, 20-second laps instead of 14, 13. And, my fastest, I think, was 15 point something. But usually my fast were 16 seconds. And they're hitting like 12, 13, 14. But whatever. Top 13. Not bad. Yeah. Out of 16. It's pretty bad. But I had fun. And I got a nice bruise on my ankle to show for it. But yes. Learn and practice jumping high. That's all I've done. And it doesn't help you at all when you are out there. All of the skills that I've learned for bashing do not apply. There's no braking and sliding the corners. There's nah. Yeah. All right, I've missed some of the comments. Oh, yeah, I did break that 3D printed body. Dude, nice. Doing an aluminum and print version. Very cool. I will want to be in on that. Black Market's working on some small 24 scale chassis. He's who I mentioned earlier that I was talking with about stuff. This Black Market RC is working on 124 scale that we could use to convert. And so be looking toward him for that. Oh no. Just got his UDR run over by a car. Jer, I would do a high diff fluid. It depends if you're doing freestyle or not, but yeah, probably like I do earplugs for freestyle, the silicone earplugs, and then otherwise I don't run silicone in my diffs. I don't do diff fluid. I just grease them, and a lot of people do that, but there are some people that do the diff fluids. Michael, I did used to run at Debbie's, but I only ran short course, and I never raced it once. I just would go up there and make a lot of noise, smashing it off of things. All right, see you, Black Market. Go hit up Trailer Trash. I'm about to get off here anyway. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. It's been fun. As far as something RC for Christmas, there's so many options. If I had like somebody wanting to spend a lot of money on me, my number one thing would be an LMT. It is my favorite RC you can buy off a shelf, which you can't even do yet, but it's just that good. I think people are going to just be blown away by it. Now, again, I don't want to say that it's the best monster truck that's out there. It's the best, I think, ready to run out of the box, put a 3S battery in it and go. You can build up stuff. People have built their SMT10s to be awesome. And it's not a bad platform, I don't think either. So, but out of the box, nothing quite like it. It's amazing. Other than that, I would almost go down. You could do a big rock. That would be another one in there of my things. This kaiju is really impressive for 400. So, like, say, do price ranges. So, if I had $600 to spend, I would get, even if I had up to $1,000, I would probably get the LMT. But that's me. I like monster trucks. The Super Baja Ray is awesome looking. I know the DBXL is awesome. So those are like the $1,000 range. A lot of people like their Outcasts and Creighton 8S's, X-Maxes. I'd still up for me up in that range, and it's going to pain some people, but I think that the X-Max is still my truck up in that range because of the stance of it, the monster truck stance of it. Up a little bit taller, looks monster truck like more than like a Truggy or like, I really liked the Creighton 8S, but it doesn't have that monster truck look. I'd rather have the monster truck if it's me. Then I'd go down to the LMT, $500 range. The Mojave by Arma is wicked. If you're doing on-road, the Felony or the Infraction are the two hottest and coolest things. $400 range. This Kaiju is looking super impressive. $300 range. I would go with, I think, a Big Rock. $200 range. I would either go for one of two things for me. I would do a Bigfoot Stampede 2-wheel drive because it's Bigfoot and because the 2-wheel drive Stampede platform is just really awesome for getting into RC. That's what I started with. And monster trucks are fun. Just, it still runs. I barely replaced stuff on it. I should have replaced the tires a long time ago, but they're kind of bald. But I mean, I think maybe I upgraded the shock tops to aluminum, and then I did aluminum carrier hubs on it. I think that was it. Still running stock arms and so many things that are stock. Shock towers, even though I was gluing the screws to keep them in because they were stripped out. Still running it. I bought them. I just never put them in because it was going to be a pain, and I just wanted to drive and not work on stuff. That or the Mad Van. The Mad Van is a $230 4-wheel drive, just kind of showstopper little bash truck. It's unreal, brushed. It's fast. I never broke it. I haven't broke anything on it. And so I sold it because there's one that I could still sell because it still looked good. Nothing was all beat up on it. And then I regretted it and I bought another one. So I have one actually still now in the box that I bought that I need to get out and run during Christmas break here. Yes, J.O., there you go. If I had $1,000 to spend, I'd get the LMT with batteries. The S2100 Charger is awesome. I race that. I take that to the race now. I actually run Spectrum batteries in my buggy. So yeah. The Tenacity is a favorite. Yes, BitGo Hobby. So he has the short course truck, But in that $400 range, yes, I would actually probably say the Tenacity DB Pro, and I know he's got the short course one, which I know is awesome as well. It's the same platform. But that was my favorite truck last year, and it should still be in that $400 range when it's still probably my favorite vehicle. I haven't actually driven the Red Cat yet, so I can't actually give it that slot. I just am very impressed by the quality of it and what you get for $400 in a 8th scale monster truggy like that, and having seen videos and all that, knowing how it performs. So I'm kind of blown away by it. But you're right. The Tenacity definitely takes that spot. And it just looks so cool. The buggy, the desert buggy look of it is wicked. It handles, I think, better than the short course, because I had the short course, which is their SCT E10, and I had it, and it's amazing. And it was my second RC. I had it for years. Gave it away. It was Tekin, really nice setup in it, but I didn't have time to run it, so I just wanted somebody to have it. But they parachute. They catch the air more than the buggy. So the buggy, the Tenacity DB Pro, the way that it flies through the air, it feels like there's weight to it, whereas the truck almost kind of feels, and some of it's the body and all that. And there is actually weight because it's got a molded chassis as well, or molded cage. So it does add some weight, but it just feels more substantial, I guess. I don't know how you can feel it, but you do. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's weird. Poor Big Hoss didn't make top 20 RC car shopping list. You know, I actually was more impressed with the Hoss than I was the Traxxas Max. So the problem is that the price range of it, the Big Rock just handles way better than it. And in that 400 range, the Tenacity, I would choose over it. I actually sold my Hoss. I liked it, but I would rather drive the Big Rock if I had to keep one or the other. So I kept my Big Rock. And the Big Rock I like so much that it's made me look at selling other stuff. Because going 50 miles an hour on 3S, why do I need to go 6S to go 50 miles an hour? Bigger, heavier, brake more. I don't know. The Big Rock is just, it's pretty wicked. So yeah, those are probably mine. But I think the Hoss is a killer truck. It's priced wrong. It's one of the few trucks that I've bent the shock shaft on, as well as other things. So I don't know what that is. We kind of thought shocks were a little underdone for it anyway because of the cost of it, that they should have been a little more substantial. But they actually felt good with it. The suspension felt right. And the handling of it felt right. It felt better than the Max. It was definitely easier to turn and not roll. And I felt like it handled more like an X-Max shrunk down than the Max does. That's how I feel about it. But, yeah. Bull Gear. Yeah, man, I'm with you. I ordered it too. Pre-ordered it when it came out. This year's been tricky and tough. Torture RC. I would love to see the LMT scaled up to 1/5. I would totally love to see that as well. Push them. They have to know that there's a market for it. The problem is this pricing doesn't scale up like the other things do that go to 5th scale. Like, so you take a Creighton and you take it from 500 and it goes to 900 or 1,000, whatever you want to make it. That doesn't happen with a solid axle truck. It just doesn't. So they would have to know. I'm guessing that they would be like $1,500 or $1,600. I personally, that's my guesstimate. I don't know what it would cost, but knowing what would go into it to make the axles and all that strong enough, plus the internals of the axles and everything else that you're going to be dealing with, the cage, because it's going to be heavier, bigger, big wheels. it just doesn't price the same. It doesn't price up the same. So even the MTXL, I mean, that was a $1,500 truck versus being like a DBXLE, which was $1,000, you know. So they have to know that they'd be able to sell however many units it takes to make them be willing to make it and make their money back and some. So I think there's a market for it. I think people would race them. I would do it. I know how much I spent on the custom one. I know how much I spent on my Raminator. And I think that you could probably half that cost if you did it production, in mass production. Because I know that you could buy the DBXL for the cost that it is. And so much of this chassis and stuff that I bought was from that. But when you're just buying single parts, it costs so much more than when you buy it assembled, right? You could not, using the parts of the DBXL on their like exploded view, go and buy all the parts it takes to make it. If you did that, it would be like 2 or 3 times the cost of buying the ready to run. And so that's kind of what we're dealing with. And that's what happened with the Bari build. Plus, I mean, you get that, but you also get those really nice machined axles and the cool cage and all of that. But yeah, I would be into it. Hey, Brad Kalman, is anyone there? There are people here. Earl Moorhead says he would buy it. I know that we could probably easily put together a list of, I would say, 100 people. I don't know how easily. We could probably get a list of people, 100 that would be willing to do it, but that's not enough. So where do you find the extra people that would be willing to spend that money on it? I don't know. I mean, because there's people they're selling out the Raminator, however many they make of that. And the Raminator's very expensive. Issue printmaking, Haas should be $359 as is. Totally agree. Totally agree with that. JU, I don't ever see anybody posting, talking about, or whatever the Haas. Earl Moorhead does. I just did the upgrade on mine of the servo, and then ran it, and it ran better, but I still didn't see myself driving it. So I actually took the servo back out and I put it in this JER one. I just like the solid axle stuff. It's just more mean. If I'm not going to do it, I would rather have like a Stampede style or a Clodbuster, or, well, that is solid axle. The Big Rock. I'd probably drive the Big Rock instead, or the Outcast. Bitco Hobby, what do you think about the Red Cat Shredder? I actually haven't seen much of them. I know it's big and it's not too expensive for a 5th scale or 6th scale, whatever size it is. It looks really long and narrow to me, but I'm curious what they're going to be, what they are like, because it looks, from what I've seen in the videos, somewhat impressive for the cost. Hoping to get them once they're back in stock. Yeah, man, that'd be something cool to carry for sure. Brad Kalman, have you watched any of the videos? I watched one of them that was in Japanese, but I didn't know what they were saying, so I stopped. Earl Moorhead, my kid loved the Haas, is the only reason I have one. There you go. That speaks volumes right there. Yeah, Earl's videos on the infraction are the best. And his X-Max too. He does a lot with the X-Max as well. Really, really knowledgeable, really great videos. and that location he was just at with the 2X Maxes off the motorcycle jumps was insane. So, all right, guys, well, I'm gonna turn this off here. We started late and we've been going for about an hour and a half, which makes it about 11:30 here. I need to do the video on this little guy. I've been trying to get to this. It's been sitting over there for like a month, but I knew that I wanted to get up to Hobbytown and run it. But I was going to unbox it first to do all that. And my desk has been full of builds. I've been building the Clodbuster. I started with the JER. Then I had to wait for the 4 steer stuff to come in. So I started working on Clodbusters, and then I went through a bunch of that and drilling out a bunch of them, putting in different gears for races and fixing the LMT, trying to scab one working one out of the 2 that were broken. And yeah, it's been crazy. So I finally cleared the desk off and I did the Red Cat Kaiju video. I still haven't even opened the RC 4-wheel drive Intimidator pulling sled, which I need to get to, and then start burning up motors with my kids. It's going to be a blast. So smoking some trucks, and with that, I can't wait. But order these so we can do some racing with them. I need to find out a way to get the Kyosho Mini Z transponders maybe to work with them. So that'll be my next thing to do. And maybe find a way to custom paint them so we could try and figure out racing with them. You could definitely take this off. We could throw down some paint on them. I wish that the stickers weren't already applied on the ones that I'll have to order a spare body and see if the sticker's wrong. It would be great to paint it and then put the stickers on after, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, I've now done the Italian thing of wrapping my conversation 3 times. We're going to end this. Thank you. Good night. Thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, have fun RCing, and we need to get an after party somewhere. See ya.